What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, three-division world champion, Mexican superstar boxer, Emanuel Navarrete, who is the WBO super featherweight world champion. Emanuel Navarrete is 28 years of age, 5'7" with a 72-inch arm reach. He has a record of 37 wins, one loss, no draw, 31 big wins by way of knockout. Emanuel Navarrete is going to defend his WBO Super Featherweight World Championship title. And he's going to do so against former two-division world champion, superstar boxer, Oscar Valdez. Okay? Oscar Valdez is a two-division world champion. He's a superstar boxer. Oscar Valdez is 32 years of age, stands at 5'5" with a 66-inch arm reach. He has a record of 31 wins, one loss, no draw, 23 big wins by way of knockout. He too is a Mexican superstar boxer. Okay, and Oscar Valdez is a two-division world champion. He lost his titles to Shakur Stevenson. Okay, and with that said, this is going to be an action-packed fight that many have been clamoring to see. Many people clamored to see Oscar Valdez face off against Emanuel Navarrete. Oscar Valdez is, a come-forward slugger, but he can move. He's versatile. He's more versatile than Emanuel Navarrete is. Emanuel Navarrete is a come-forward, aggressive fighter, fights in one manner, high work rate, not very athletic, not very fast. Is just a tough, hard-working, come-forward slugger. And Oscar Valdez is more versatile. He can box, he can move, he could be slick, but he could come forward and be a warrior and a slugger if he so chooses as well. So this is going to be what many people deem to be an action-packed showdown between the two guys. I think that in this fight, you are going to see Oscar Valdez outclass and dominate Emanuel Navarrete. Again, many people are expecting to see a mega showdown. Many people are expecting to see action-packed warrior fight. Many people are comparing this to Eric Morales versus Marco Antonio Barrera, Manuel Marquez versus Marco Antonio Barrera. These are the fights that this fight is being compared to. But I think you're not going to see that. I think you're going to see that from one guy, and that's Oscar Valdez. I think Emanuel Navarrete is going to come forward. He's going to be aggressive. He's going to let his hands go. He's going to show his heart, his warrior spirit, and he's going to be aggressive. But he's not as fast as Oscar Valdez. He's not as versatile as Oscar Valdez. And I think, personally, Oscar Valdez hits harder than Emanuel Navarrete. I think that Emanuel Navarrete outworks and overwhelms his opponents and breaks them down. But I truly believe in this fight that Oscar Valdez is going to be mobile. I think it's going to be reminiscent when Oscar Valdez unseated former WBC super featherweight world champion, another Mexican superstar boxer, Miguel Berchelt. He knocked him out brutally, dropped him a few times, hurt him a lot of times, and then brutally knocked him out in what was seen the knockout of the year. And I think he's going to repeat that when we see Emanuel Navarrete and Oscar Valdez. We've seen this movie before. Now, again, Oscar Valdez took a loss, but he took a loss to one of the best defensive fighters in boxing, in my opinion, the best defensive fighter in boxing, an Olympic silver medalist, two-division world champion, former unified super featherweight world champion, now lightweight title contender, Shakur Stevenson. Shakur Stevenson is 20 wins, no loss, no draw, 10 wins by way of knockout, 5'8" with a 68-inch arm reach. He completely outclassed and outboxed Oscar Valdez, okay? But Shakur Stevenson, again, his timing, his accuracy, his counterpunchability, and ultimately his defense is the best in the sport of boxing. That's not what Emanuel Navarrete brings to the table. But on the other hand, on the flip side, Oscar Valdez brings a lot of the things that Emanuel Navarrete is his kryptonite. Now, he's known for his win over uh, Isaac Dogbe, right? But again, Isaac Dogbe is athletic, he's quick, and he has power. But he didn't use any of that against Emanuel Navarrete, and he was overwhelmed. That's not going to be the case with Oscar Valdez. Oscar Valdez is going to counter Emanuel Navarrete. He's going to hit him when he wants to. And Emanuel Navarrete is going to have an extremely hard time finding and hitting Oscar Valdez. Oscar Valdez is not going to sit in front of Emanuel Navarrete and just take punishment and trade with him when he's the more versatile fighter. You're going to see a version of Oscar Valdez that's trained by two-time trainer of the year, future Hall of Famer Eddie Reynoso. And he's going to fight a lot like four-division world champion, Mexican superstar boxer, who's the undisputed super middleweight world champion, in Saul Canelo Alvarez. Now, the difference between Oscar Valdez and Canelo Alvarez is that Oscar Valdez has quicker feet. He's more athletic than Canelo Alvarez. So he can do more than Canelo Alvarez can do. He's not a better fighter than Canelo Alvarez, but for the weight class that he fights in, it suits him just well. And it will suit him just well once again. Oscar Valdez, this is not going to be a rock'em sock'em robot, classic Mexican versus Mexican fighter where there's a lot of blood and guts and that, both guys are getting knocked down and both guys are cut. Oscar Valdez is too versatile for that. Emanuel Navarrete is predictable. And his last fight, he got dropped in that fight. He was very predictable in that fight. He was hurt a few times in that fight. Oscar Valdez has way more power. Oscar Valdez is way more experienced, just a better athlete than Emanuel Navarrete's last opponent. He's going to outclass Emanuel Navarrete and become a two-time super featherweight world champion. That's what's going to happen. He's going to counter Emanuel Navarrete. He's going to move around the ring. He's going to be slick, and at times he will trade. It's going to look a lot like when Oscar Valdez knocked out Miguel Berchelt. Plain and simple. That's what it's going to look like. It's going to be reminiscent of that fight. Period. No disrespect and no slight to Emanuel Navarrete, but he's limited. I know we call for these rock'em sock'em, exciting, back and forth, knockdown, seesaw type of fights, but that's not what you're going to see. You're going to see a boxer, puncher versus a slugger. And Oscar Valdez is going to reign supreme. Oscar Valdez is an extremely good fighter. He just, at the end of the day, he came up against a guy in Shakur Stevenson who was a way better athlete, a way better boxer, way better counterpuncher, better timing, all around better fighter. And so because of that, he came up short. That won't be the case when he faces Emanuel Navarrete. Emanuel Navarrete is going to come up extremely short in this fight with Oscar Valdez. And it's going to be a lot of disappointed people, but it's going to be exciting because Oscar Valdez is going to land a lot of punches on Emanuel Navarrete. It's just not going to be the back and forth seesaw fight that many people expect. And when you look at it, Emanuel Navarrete is not that much bigger than Oscar Valdez. And he's definitely not a bigger puncher, in my opinion. He's an overwhelming type of style of fighter that overwhelms his opponents, and that's how he gets his stoppages. Although he hasn't went the distance in many fights, that's how he gets his stoppages. He overwhelms you with his activity. But when you're dealing with a guy that's quick, that's elusive, and can box and can punch and can counter you, he renders you inactive. He slows your game down. And eventually, I believe that Oscar Valdez is going to stop Emanuel Navarrete in the 8th round. I think he's going to drop him a few times, 2 or 3 times, and then he's going to stop Emanuel Navarrete in the 8th round and become the WBO super featherweight world champion. And on to the next. Possibly a rematch, but Oscar Valdez will win by 8th round stoppage. And that's all I got for y'all. Make sure you hit the like button. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue, Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. So all I got for y'all. I'm gone. Peace.